Hello, how's it going, everybody? So, we're in a new place. We're in a different place. We're using a laptop, and I don't have a mic stand, so we're gonna we're gonna we're gonna have to figure this out. I got my camera stacked up on a couple of boxes right now, so we'll get there. We'll get there. Um, Let me pull up the text right here. Give me 1 second. Come on. Since I'm on a new laptop, I had to like reset. Okay. Oh, it's up. It's up. It's up. I had to reset the stream, all the stream configuration and all that stuff. So, all right. Let's check. Let's check the audio. Make sure we're not lagging or anything like that. All right. Perfect. So, and I only have one screen, so I can't really monitor what's going on. So it looks like we're good. I'm not gonna be able to see. I guess I can view from my phone, but let me pull up 73 here. Let me just check my phone, make sure we're looking good on the stream. I think we're okay. So today we're jumping into Psalm 73. I don't have my study Bible with me, so we can't go off that commentary, but we look up stuff anyways. So yeah, the stream looks okay. So let's jump into this. Psalms chapter 73.
Psalm 73, a psalm of Asaph. Truly God.
Wait, give me 1 second. Where is the... I'm just making sure the audio, the volume is okay. So let's jump into this. 73. That sounds good to me. All right, so let's keep going.
73, a psalm of Asaph.
Truly God is good to Israel, to such as are pure in heart. But as for me, my feet had almost stumbled. My steps had nearly slipped. For I was envious of the boastful when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no pangs in their death.
This is really reminding me of Job. We had some similarities with David and Job, but this is hardcore reminding me of Job, because Job literally said the exact same thing here. And just as a refresher, Asaph was as a Levite, one of David's musicians. So this is one of his psalms, because I'm sure David's musicians also wrote, like they're musically inclined like David. So I'm sure not just Asaph, probably the other ones wrote as well.
But their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, nor are they plagued like other men. Therefore pride serves as their necklace. Violence covers them like a garment. Their eyes bulge with abundance. They have more than heart could wish. They scoff and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walks through the earth. Therefore his people return here, and waters of a full cup are drained by them. And they say, how does God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Behold, these are the ungodly who are always at ease. They increase in riches.
What is that, though? Therefore his people return here, and waters of a full cup are drained by them. And they say, how does God know? And is there knowledge in the Most High? Well, let me back it up maybe. They say their mouth they set their mouth against the heavens, these wicked people speaking out against God and the heavens, and their tongue walks through the earth. Therefore, his people return here. What does that mean? And waters of a full cup are drained by them. And they say, how does God know? Okay, so they question God. And is there knowledge in the Most High? So, is it anything worth pursuing? Is there anything to gain? Is God really wise? Is he smart? Is he all-knowing? How does God know? So those that question God are the ungodly.
Surely I have cleansed my heart in vain and washed my hands in innocence. For all day long.
It is interesting, right? Because who are these people? These ungodly are always at ease. They increase in riches. And so Asaph is complaining about this situation. And this is representative of today as well, right? We see a lot of people who question God, who speak out against God, who set their mouths against heaven, right? And question, how does God know? How does God know anything? Is God even a relationship with God even worth investing in? And a lot of these people who question God, a lot of these atheists are very wealthy. They're well off. And Asaph is having trouble grasping that. That's something that Job also had trouble grasping. Why do the wicked prosper? They prosper to the grave. Why? Whereas I, Job, was suffering and didn't know why. Right? So same way Asaph is questioning.
And washed my hands in innocence. For all day long I have been plagued and chastened every morning. If I had said, I will speak thus, behold, I would have been untrue to the generation of your children. When I thought how to understand this, it was too painful for me, until I went into the sanctuary of God. Then I understood their end. Surely you...
Hey, Ricky, how's it going? Ricky's saying, all parables shall be under the feet of the Lord. The words are questioning themselves. David was on the unseen side. What do you mean, David? What do you mean by David was on the unseen side? What do you mean by that, Ricky? Let me put this over here so I can actually see when you're typing something in chat. There we go. That'll be better.
You set them in slippery places. You cast them down to destruction. Oh, how they are brought to desolation, as in a moment.
So Asaph is trying to reason right here, right? He first said, why do the wicked prosper? Essentially what Job said, right? Why do they have riches? And then now he's saying, God will bring destruction upon them. So he's trying to go through the process in his mind, trying to grapple with the idea of why these wicked people are prospering, because they should be being destroyed. That's what God has done in the past. That's what God normally does. What's going on? Ricky says, the word is created in the image of God. Yep. Not the going by what is seen. The physical world, the spiritual world, the two are one.
They are utterly consumed with terrors. As a dream when one awakes, so, Lord, when you awake, you shall despise their image. Thus my heart was grieved, and I was vexed in my mind. I was so foolish and ignorant.
So, oh, how they are brought to desolation, as in a moment. They are utterly consumed with terrors, as a dream when one awakes. So, Lord, when you awake, you shall despise their image. So that's how he's reasoning with this. Why are these wicked people going unpunished? The ungodly going unpunished? Why are they prospering? Why are they accumulating wealth? Because the Lord is asleep. And when God awakes, he will despise their image.
I was like a beast before you. Nevertheless, I'm continually with you. You hold me by my right hand. You will guide me with your counsel, and afterward receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is none upon earth that I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart fail.
So Asaph is saying,
but God is the
God.
strength of my heart and my portion forever. For indeed, those who are far from you shall perish. You have destroyed all those who desert you for harlotry. But it is good for me to draw near to God. I have put my trust in the Lord God, that I may declare all your works.
It's very similar to the way Job and David speaks. Like especially because this is written down, right? So it's as much as a record or, as a psalm as it is a reiteration for Asaph himself, right? He wants, it's again, like how David did. It's like a prayer journal, right? You're putting down your thoughts, you're reiterating your beliefs, and because you want to reaffirm them for yourself. And that seems like what Asaph is doing here. Same thing David does.
Psalm 74, a contemplation of Asaph.
O God, why have you cast us off forever? Why does your anger smoke against the sheep of your pasture?
Thanks,
Remember your congregation, which you have purchased of old, the tribe of your inheritance, which you have redeemed, this Mount Zion where you have dwelt.
Okay, so now we're seeing Asaph just starting to panic. He's developing some anxiety here, right? At first he was questioning, why aren't these wicked people, these godless people first of all, why are they prospering? Then he's like, why aren't they being destroyed? Because, God has done this. And then to reason with that, to come to some sort of conclusion, he was like, okay, God is asleep. And when you wake up, God, you're going to destroy them, right? And then now what is he saying? Oh God, why have you cast us off forever? So he's feeling anxious. He's like, has God left us? Are we really on our own? Are these wicked people just going to rule the world from now on? Are they just going to prosper and accumulate all the wealth and be, and we're just going to be left in the dust alone and be destroyed? So Asaph is going through some anxiety.
The sheep of your pasture. Remember your congregation, which you have purchased of old, the tribe of your inheritance, which you have redeemed, this Mount Zion where you have dwelt. Lift up your feet to the perpetual desolations. The enemy has damaged everything in the sanctuary. Your enemies roar in the midst of your meeting place. They set up their banners for signs. They seem like men who lift up axes among the thick trees, and now they break down its carved work.
So Asaph is like, come on. First, the wicked people are prospering, and then now they're defiling your temple, the place where you said you were going to dwell, right? That you dedicated, that you came down, and your glory went throughout. And so Asaph is not understanding why God is standing for all of this. Why is he not doing anything? And that's leading him to believe that he has deserted them. He is not there. He has cast them off forever. I mean, we know that not to be true. That's not the case, but looking at it from their perspective, right? Why is God letting them do such things? Right? At some point, he was like, if you touch the Ark of the Covenant, you'll die, right? And now the entire temple is being defiled, set on fire, graven images are being erected in there, and nothing's happening. So Asaph is getting worried.
All at once with axes and hammers. They have set fire to your sanctuary. They have defiled the dwelling place of your name to the ground. They said in their hearts, let us destroy them altogether. They have burned up all the meeting places of God in the land. We do not see our signs. There is no longer any prophet.
Okay, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to look this up. They have burned up all the meeting places of God in the land. What are these meeting places? I thought there was only one meeting place, the temple. Let's look that up. 74:8. Psalms 74:8. Commentary. Or we could just look up 74 commentary and see if that 74:8. I gotta subscribe. Let's just look up 74 commentary. What was that one website we liked? Was it Enduring World? 74. Am I in 74? No, this is Psalm 1. Come on. Here we go. (74:8). So they said in their hearts, let us destroy them altogether. They have burned up all the meeting places of God in the land. We do not see our signs. There is no longer any prophet, nor is there any among us who knows how long. See, this is something exactly what we say today, right? It feels like, I guess people really feel like God has deserted us, or there's no God, right? They either go the Asaph route or they go the ungodly, the wicked people route where they deny God. Because we do not see our signs. Oh, that's way too small for you guys. Let me make this bigger. Here, that should be okay. Right? Because we don't see signs. Sometimes we ask for miracles and signs just to reaffirm our faith. And that seems like to be the problem that Asaph is having. There are no signs. There's no prophets. There's no, right? We talk about why are there no miracles today? Why is there no crossing of the Red Sea? Where's the Moses of today, you know? You know, the someone that has a strong relationship with God that can do these great things for us to see and automatically believe. Like, if you see the ocean, you know, splitting in two and people walking through, you're obviously going to be like, okay, there's God there, you know? And Asaph is like, where are the signs? Where are you? Why aren't you showing yourself? And I feel like that's a lot of people feel the same way today. So the meeting places of God, this is what I came here for. The synagogue did not exist as an established institution until the Babylonian captivity. Yet it seems likely that there were meeting places of God throughout the land of Israel. This is odd to me because of what's going to come with Solomon, the high places, right? The high places were used to worship pagan gods, right? That's why they were looked down upon. But then you got this melding of pagan worship and worshiping God. Like this mixture, this ungodly mixture of the two, right? and things got really muddy, and then we got in and out of paganism, right, over and over and over again. And these high places weren't destroyed, they were still there. So these high places were used as places to worship God. Instead of just having the temple, you had these high places. However, the bad thing was these high places were used in the past to worship idols, right? And they will be used to worship idols in the future, right? Because they've been going in and out of it, right? So they had this stigma around them. So I don't know if that's just the high places, or is it like here, meeting places of God, right? Was the main place of worship to be the tabernacle? Or was it okay to have multiple places of worship? Because when we were talking about the high places, when we were going through with Solomon, that's sort of like, we don't have one singular place of worship today. There's no one church in all of America. There's multiple churches, right? We don't all drive to like Texas or something and everybody goes to church there, right? That'd be pretty hard. So we have multiple churches. And that's why I was like, okay, maybe the idea of the high places could work. But maybe the children of Israel weren't ready for that. They were too close. The high places were too close to paganism. They needed some time to separate themselves from that in order to have this. But that's why I'm surprised at these meeting places of God, because this is with Asaph under David, so before Solomon. So this is interesting to me. Or did Asaph outlast David, and this was during the time of Solomon, and these meeting places of God were the same things as the high places? I'm not sure. Let's see if we can find some more information. But let's keep reading here. The synagogue did not exist as an established institution until Babylonian captivity. Yet it seems likely that there were meeting places of God throughout the land of Israel. When Israel was obedient, these were not places of sacrifice, but places of prayer and hearing of the scriptures. Okay. So that's different than the high places. The Levites were commanded to teach Israelites the scriptures. Deuteronomy 17:33, Leviticus 10. It makes sense that there might have been meeting places of God in many communities even before the synagogue became an established institution. I know there was a time where I forgot which king had sent, I think it was after all of this, right after they've been in and out of paganism, that one of the kings sent Levites and priests throughout the land to minister to the people, to bring them back to God, to teach them and give them the information that they needed. But see, this commentary here. This is they're making their what's the word? Not assumptions, but they're drawing conclusions. They're like, it makes sense that there might have been meeting places of God in many communities even before the synagogue became an established institution. So the commentary itself is trying to reason, trying to understand what these meeting places of God were. Let's see if any of the rest of these commentaries have anything to say about this. It is supposed that there were no synagogues in the land till after the Babylonish captivity. How then could the Chaldeans burn up any in Judea? The word mode, which we translate synagogues, may be taken in a more general sense and mean any places where religious assemblies were held, and that such places and assemblies did exist long before the Babylonian captivity. It is pretty evident from different parts of Scripture. Although there was only one place appointed for Israel's worship, because it alone housed the altar for the appointed burnt sacrifices, and although the formation of formal synagogues seems to date from a later time, there must, as Perron says, surely have been some public worship beyond the limits of the family, and if so, houses for its celebration. That's interesting. Let's look up some other commentary. Study Light. I don't think I've used this. Oh no, I think we have. That's awkward. Let's look. Yeah, why aren't, I guess because it's the first time I'm using this computer. They don't know my they don't know my search pattern, so the websites that normally that pop up don't pop up. What is that name? What is the name of that website? I forgot. Dang it. But let's see. Bible study tools, if anything. 74. We want 74.8. Right? Was it 74.8? Yeah, 74.8. They have burnt up all the synagogues of God in the land, not only in Jerusalem, where they were, the Jewish writers say, 460, and other 480 of them, but also in all the land of Judah. Okay, how are we getting a number? Of these synagogues, there is much mention made in the New Testament. They were places of public worship in which prayer was made, and the scriptures were read and explained. Okay, so we get more explanation of this in the New Testament. But it may be doubted whether they are meant here, since it does not appear that they were any until after the return of the Jews from Babylon. No. They used the high places as places of worship for God also. I guess they're not necessarily the same thing, but because the high places were like a corruption of tradition and beliefs, or not beliefs really, but of tradition. Well, I guess beliefs also when they were using it for pagan worship, but it may be doubted whether they are meant here, since it does not appear that they were any until after the return of the Jews from Babylon. The temple and parts of it may be meant as Jarkai and Aben Ezra, or the schools of the prophets, though the psalm may refer to the times after Babylonish captivity, and so may design Jewish synagogues and even take in places of worship among Christians. I don't think it's after the Babylonian captivity, because this was written by Asaph, right? So I guess let's look up when Asaph died. Do we know? Asaph, Bible, death. Come on, load up. Nothing. Let's see if I look up died. Nothing. Solomon. Was Asaph alive during Solomon? Wikipedia is saying that he served Solomon as well. Bible Gateway looks like it's saying. Who headed the service of music in the reigns of David and Solomon. Okay, so this might be talking about the high places that were used as places of worship. God didn't want them to be used as places of worship, right? They were to be destroyed, and they weren't destroyed for a while. But that might be talking about that. What do you guys think? Let me know. Who do you think these meeting places of God in the land were?
There is no longer any prophet, nor is there any among us who knows how long, O God, how long will the adversary reproach? Will the enemy blaspheme your name forever? Why do you withdraw your hand, even your right hand? Take it out of your bosom and destroy them. For God is my king from of old, working salvation in the midst of the earth. You divided the sea by your strength. You broke the heads of the sea serpents.
Ricky says, thanks for helping. You're a good man. You remind me of a comedian. You got the funny face. I remind you of a comedian, man. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
In the waters, you broke the heads of Leviathan in pieces and gave him as food to the people inhabiting the wilderness.
If you remember from Job, you broke the heads of the sea serpents in the waters. You broke the heads of Leviathan in pieces. The Leviathan in Job was used to demonstrate God's power. The Leviathan was this sea beast that nothing could destroy. It had immense power, and the only thing that could destroy it was God. And so to show and for Asaph to reiterate the idea that the Leviathan's head was broken to pieces showcases the immensity of God's power, because the Leviathan was the strongest thing on earth, as was said in Job. Thank you, Ricky. Ricky says, I'm smart and cool. Thank you. I appreciate it. What do you mean the parable is broken, though? I appreciate the kind words, Ricky. I do. Thanks. And thank you for keep coming by, checking out the streams. I appreciate that.
Gave him as food to the people inhabiting the wilderness. You broke open the fountain and the flood. You dried up mighty rivers. The day is yours. The night also is yours. You have prepared the light and the sun. You have set all the borders of the earth. You have made summer and winter.
Well, the day is yours and the night is yours. You've prepared the light and the sun. You have set the borders of the earth. Right? This goes hand in hand with their view of the earth, right? And like Hebrew cosmology, we looked at that in Genesis, right? And it also, because it makes sense with the Genesis account of creation.
You broke open the fountain and the flood. You dried up mighty rivers.
You broke up the fountain and the flood. I'm guessing that's like the fountains of the great deep, right? I can pull that up. The Hebrew cosmology. Their view of the earth. Come on, load up. Right? This was their view of the earth. So it's talking about the borders. Did it say the borders of the earth? Something like that it said, right? The borders of the earth. So this would have borders, right? Because there's edges. And the fountains would be like from the great deep, right? That's what they erupted, causing the flood, Noah's flood. And the other thing with the creation account in Genesis, let there be light. There was light before the sun was there. So Asaph is saying, and you have prepared the light and the sun, right? Two separate things. So it goes hand in hand with their view of the world.
Day is yours, the night also is yours. You have prepared the light and the sun. You have set all the borders of the earth. You have made summer and winter. Remember this, that the enemy has reproached, O Lord, and that a foolish people has blasphemed your name. Oh, do not deliver the life of your turtle dove to the wild beast. Do not forget the life of your poor forever. Have respect to the covenant. For the dark places of the earth are full of the haunts of cruelty.
That was kind of harsh, Asaph. He said, have respect for the covenant. So he's saying that God has forgotten the covenant and is disrespecting the covenant because he has abandoned his people. So Asaph is really frustrated by the situation. He really wants to know, where's God?
Oh, do not let the oppressed return ashamed. Let the poor and needy praise your name. Arise, O God. Plead your own cause. Remember how the foolish man reproaches you daily. Do not forget the voice of your enemies. The tumult of those who rise up against you increases continually.
So now Asaph is trying a different angle. He's like, at first he was like, don't forget us. Don't forsake us. Where have you gone? You're supposed to protect us, look out for us. And then now at the end he said, don't forget the voice of your enemies. So not only don't forget us. If you forget us, right? But also hear what the wicked are doing. You can get angry at them, and by getting angry at them and destroying them, you're in return protecting us. So Asaph is trying a different angle at the end there. He's trying to get God's attention back on them.
Psalm 75, to the chief musician, set to Do Not Destroy, a psalm of Asaph, a song.
I really wish we had the actual music.
We give thanks to you, O God.
That would be so
We
cool.
give thanks, for your wondrous works declare that your name is near. When I choose the proper time, I will judge uprightly. The earth and all its inhabitants are dissolved. I set up its pillars firmly.
There we go. That's their view of the earth as well again. Right? The pillars. The earth was set on foundations, on pillars.
I said to the boastful, do not deal boastfully. And to the wicked, do not lift up the horn. Do not lift up your horn on high. Do not speak with a stiff neck. For exaltation comes neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is the judge. He puts down one and exalts another. For in the hand of the Lord and exalts.
But God is the judge. He puts down one and exalts the other. And so that while this is a song of thanksgiving, right? He's thanking God. And he's saying, he's praising God, right? And he's saying, and to the wicked, do not lift up a horn. Do not lift up your horn on high. Do not speak with a stiff neck. For exaltation comes neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But God is judge. So God will judge you, right? He puts down one and exalts another. But what is happening now? The wicked are prospering. And so that is what is really, it's confusing Asaph, right? Because God will put down one and exalt another. But then why is the wicked prospering? He is not exalting the wicked and putting us down. That can't be the case. So the only explanation is God has abandoned us. And he's having a, and so he and if God has abandoned us, what about the covenant? So he's having a hard time, grasping this.
Another. For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is fully mixed, and he pours it out. Surely its dregs shall all the wicked of the earth drain and drink down. But I will declare forever, I will sing praises to the God of Jacob. All the horns of the wicked I will also cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted.
So Asaph is continuing to reiterate that. And he's waiting on God for God to do that for him. Well, not just for him, for all of Israel.
Psalm 76, to the chief musician, on stringed instruments, a psalm of Asaph, a song.
In Judah, God is known. His name is great in Israel. In Salem also is his tabernacle, and his dwelling place in Zion. There he broke the arrows of the bow, the shield, and sword of battle. You are more glorious and excellent than the mountains of prey. The stout-hearted were plundered. They have sunk into their sleep, and none of the mighty men have found the use of their hands. At your rebuke, O God of Jacob, both the chariot and horse were cast into a dead sleep. You yourself are to be feared. And who may stand in your presence when once you are angry? You caused judgment to be heard.
Well, we see that's how tight Moses and God's relationship was. And who may stand in your presence when once you are angry? Moses did. God was so... Remember when Aaron and the children of Israel created that golden calf? God was so angry, he was about to destroy everybody. He was about to wipe them all out. And Moses had to talk God down, had to calm God down. He said, you remember your covenant, remember what you promised? You can't just go, don't just go kill them all now. Moses had to calm him down. So, who may stand in your presence when once you are angry? Moses. Or that means, imagine how tight their relationship was, right? They talked to each other on a one-to-one basis. They talked, I mean, obviously Moses showed respect, and they were not equals, obviously, but they were able to talk to each other. That's crazy. Back and forth.
Judgment to be heard from heaven. The earth feared and was still when God arose to judgment to deliver all the oppressed of the earth. Surely the wrath of man shall praise you. With the remainder of wrath, you shall gird yourself. Make vows to the Lord your God and pay them. Let all who are around him bring presents to him who ought to be feared. He shall cut off the spirit of princes. He is awesome to the kings of the earth.
Psalm 77, to the chief musician, to Jeduthun, a psalm of Asaph.
I cried out to God with my voice, to God with my voice, and he gave ear to me. In the day of my trouble, I sought the Lord. My hand was stretched out in the night without ceasing.
Yeah, Asaph is hardcore trying to reach out to God. He's really wondering where God is.
My soul refused to be comforted. I remembered God and was troubled. I complained, and my spirit was overwhelmed. You hold my eyelids open. I am so troubled that I cannot speak. I have considered the days of old, the years of ancient times. I call to remembrance my song in the night. I meditate within my heart, and my spirit makes diligent search. Will the Lord cast off forever? And will he be favorable no more? Has his mercy ceased forever? Has his promise failed forevermore? Has God forgotten to be gracious?
He's really worrying.
Has he in anger shut up his tender mercies? And I said, this is my anguish, but I will remember the years of the right hand of the Most High. I will remember the works of the Lord.
So now he's trying not to get caught up in this anxiety, in this worry. Where is God? Why is he not here? Is he forsaken us? Is he turned against us? Is he angry with us? What's going on? So instead of delving into all those negative emotions, he's trying to pull himself away from that and remember the works of God and what all God has done for them.
Surely I will remember your wonders of old. I will also meditate on all your work and talk of your deeds.
And that sounds like us today.
Your
again.
way, O God, is in the sanctuary. Who is so great a God as our God? You are the God who does wonders. You have declared your strength among the peoples. You have with your arm redeemed your people, the sons of Jacob and Joseph. The waters saw you, O God. The waters saw you. They were afraid. The depths also trembled. The clouds poured out water. The skies sent out a sound. Your arrows also flashed about. The voice of your thunder was in the whirlwind. The lightnings lit up the world. The earth trembled and shook. Your way was in the sea, your path in the great waters, and your footsteps were not known. You led your people like a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron.
Okay. So he was referencing the wonders of God. And he's saying you led your flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. So back then was when they were really great wonders, right? Really great wonders. The plagues in Egypt, all the signs and miracles throughout the way, the pillar of fire and smoke, all that stuff. Crossing the Jordan, crossing the Red Sea, so many things. And Asaph just wants some of that. Asaph wants to be comforted knowing that, I mean, if you see a pillar of fire and smoke leading you throughout the day, if manna falls from the sky every single day, well, besides on the Sabbath, you know, it's hard to deny. You know God is right there. And so we're always looking into the past, looking at the things that God has done and wishing that those things would happen today, so we will know that God is right here with us. But then what does that say about our faith? You know? With Asaph, it's a bit different. I don't think his faith is wavering. He 100% believes in God. He 100% has faith in God. He is just worried that God has deserted them. So it's not that he's like, okay, you know, I need a sign from you, God, in order to believe. It's more like I need a sign to know that you're here and that we're safe. because without you, we're not. So, but yeah, man, this was really interesting. We got like a really concise look into Asaph's point of view in this particular time frame, right? Because all of these songs were, we're in this one area, so that's cool. That's cool to see. But that's gonna be it for today. Tomorrow we'll jump into chapter 78. We can get a little sneak peek. I'm gonna have to pull it up because I don't have my Bible. You know what? That's okay. We'll find out tomorrow. 78. We'll jump into chapter 78 tomorrow. Hope you guys enjoyed today's reading. Sorry about the situation again. I'll try and figure something out in the next few days, or we'll see how long it takes. But yeah, I'll try and figure something out. Probably make it a little bit better with the lighting. I gotta figure out the lighting. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Hope you enjoyed today's reading. I sure did. It was cool because we didn't jump all over the place. We stuck to Asaph, and he stuck to a topic, and we got to see that really in depth. So that was cool. Tomorrow we'll jump into chapter 78, and I'll see you then. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.